This is a detailed report on how I have used various online websites and on-phone apps for blended learning in my classroom this school year. First thing is I have established a broadcast connection with all the students by using remind.com. Here you can see that I have all of my classes listed from the advisory through period 8, and then all students are listed here, and they all get regular assignments from me sent directly to their smartphones. So this is an example here of one of the most recent things that I did this morning, April 21st, and it includes a link to their specific That Quiz page. The different online apps that I use include That Quiz, Common Core Quest, which is actually an on-phone app, but we'll look at the teacher's view here, Learnzillion, which is also an on-phone app, and we'll look at the teacher's view here, and then Khan Academy, where all of my classes have students and they've all been registered into Khan Academy so that I can send them specific teacher recommendation assignments. So we'll go through these pieces here so that you have a better understanding of what I was able to do this school year, and I'll describe it now by going for a typical routine. The typical routine is to send my students a notice of their due now or of other assignments. So this is an example from April 21st. It was sent off to my period 2 statistics class, and then the link is to their specific That Quiz web page, the web page that I've set up for period 2. I have separate pages for period 2, for period 3, period 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let's take a look at those pages. This is the web page that my students see when they click on their link in remind.com on their phones. They're then sent to this page, which is also smartphone friendly, and then they can enter their name and do their own specific assignment. And this is the page for period 3. Once students have completed their due now assignment, regular in-class instruction begins. We do instruction in the class using the digital whiteboard. All of the instruction work is captured and saved. I then package up various pages for students as individual Acrobat PDFs and send those as notes back to their phones using remind.com as the distribution system. So that was a page from period 6. I could then go in here after having packaged that page, type a short note, attach the file, and then send it to the students so that they have those notes available. Other learning resources that we use include Common Core Quest. Again, this is the teacher's view of Common Core Quest. There's an app on the phone, and I'll show you that after a while. Here's my period 6 pre-calculus class. This gives me an opportunity to look at a mastery chart of assignments that I've given the students to see if they've completed their work. Some students have registered twice, which is why we see some gaps here. This allows me to create individualized assignments for my classes, and then based on the work and the level of mastery for the different assignments, I can differentiate the work into individual resources for individual students. This is just an example from my pre-calculus class of assignments that I can give and of resources that I can get. So this is a use of the smartphone as a learning tool and as an assessment tool. And this is the logo. It's called CC Quest on your smartphone. Click on your app. Now I'm associated with several classes, including an 8th period Algebra 2 class. And here, this is what other students would see. I have a note saying that there are 5 math assessments. Please complete each one and keep track of your completions. Another on-phone resource that we use is called Learnzillion. Here I am at my teacher's view for my various classes, and you can see that I have different sets of classes and different numbers of assignments. We can take a look at my pre-calc class as an example. I've given them 4 different assignments. Some students have completed all of the work, some have not. And this is an example of the video that one of my students took a look at. The fourth system that we use is Khan Academy. Khan Academy has a very good reputation, and I've used it for quite a number of years now. We can look at different classes, and we'll take a look at my Algebra 2 Period 7 class. Khan Academy lets me give individual students individual assignments, again, as an opportunity to differentiate instruction and to provide individualized remediation. This is my 7th period Algebra 2 class. Different students have worked at different levels. I could go in and take a look at this student's work, see what they have worked on, and I could also make new recommendations. Here's an example of how I take in-class instruction notes and package them and then send them to my students. This is from my Period 7 class. We've just done some matrix multiplication work. We have several pages of work that we've done, and we concluded with the next idea that we'll be working on, which is finding the inverse of a matrix. The next thing to do is to package up the material that we just covered, keep it as an Acrobat PDF, and then I can distribute it to the students. So we've created the file, and now what we'll do is we'll go to Remind here, and this is for Period 7, and we'll type a note. Here are today's notes from class. Go down and attach a file. Here are our notes as a PDF. Wait for the system to grab it. It's now available, and I can send it to my whole list of students. We're just about to start Period 8. Students from Period 7 have now received the notes from their class.